Hi guys, welcome back. I don't think we need an introduction. We're just gonna get into the video. Face card and my speech is introduction already. So we're gonna be talking about how to love your solitude and have peace with it. A lot of people can't be with themselves, can't be in a quiet place with themselves. They run from themselves in a lot of ways. In addictions and musics and parties and people, they're always searching to feel loved and to feel valued by another person because they don't value themselves enough. And I'm not saying that just because you have a big friend group doesn't mean that they don't love you, which probably, okay, that's a whole thing. But before you get the big friend group, before you get the validation of other people, make sure you get your validation. Before you learn to love somebody, love yourself first. And loving yourself first means choosing somebody not out of solitude, not out of being desperate because you don't have anybody and that's embarrassing, or no, like, it's not embarrassing to have nobody. I think it's so romantic and so beautiful to preserve yourself until you meet the right person. And sometimes you don't even know who the right person is because people come as lessons most of the time, and they're not forever. They're not forever, and you're not forever either. So you're constantly evolving, but you have to know that even if everybody leaves you, you're gonna have yourself. And that's what loving your peace means, loving your solitude. Because as sad as it sounds, you were born alone and you're gonna die alone, okay? You're not gonna be here forever. People, friends, family, parents, it's sad to think about, but it's a reality that a lot of people go through. Your friends die, your family die, you die, and what? Like, okay, you're gonna become emo, or you're gonna romanticize and live your life. And you don't even have to do it for yourself. Sometimes you do it for that person. I heard a podcast yesterday that was saying Jimmy Fallon, he was like, the person who was interviewing Jimmy Fallon was asking, do you still miss your mother because his mother died? And so he was like, yes, of course I miss her. She passed away, but I keep going for her. I know that she's always in my heart at the end of the day. Of course there's going to be moments that they're going to remind you of this person that you're missing or that you're basically grieving, right? But you're going to do it for yourself and for them because it's your dreams, it's your dreams and it's your life. I realize you only have one life and you can't waste it. Like, you can't waste it thinking about the past, thinking about worrying about something that's not even happened yet or that's not ever gonna happen. There are things that are gonna happen, but just let it happen. You can't control what other people do. You can only control your emotions, reactions, and your and your outcome, because you have all the resources. You can blame another person, but you are actually the one to blame because you let that happen. You're here because of you, because of your decisions, your past decisions, and you can be where you want to be because of your decisions too. It just takes sacrifice, and nobody wants that. That's why a lot of people don't have it. For example, solitude, being single, just loving your own energy and space. A lot of people that I've met, they're always constantly searching for the next rush, dopamine hit, or love, because it's like they're not fulfilled. It's like a void, right? And when you have that void, you want to fill it with anything. And yes, I'm gonna say Jesus fills that void, absolutely. But you also have to learn to be alone. If you don't know how to be alone with yourself, then you're always gonna keep seeking people that are gonna take away from your energy, because they're not gonna add. The only one who's gonna add to your energy is God and you. It's like when you go to an event and your social battery runs out, you want to be alone, right? Well, that happens for introverts. If you're an introvert, you relate. But how do you recharge? Going back to yourself, grounding yourself in nature, just being alone, doing something that you enjoy. That grounds yourself. That grounds you. That makes your energy go back. Taking care of your body, of your health. putting yourself first. And it sounds selfish, but you have to be selfish. Nobody's gonna do that for you. So you're gonna do it for you. So put yourself first. If you just got out of a breakup, if you just got out of a toxic relationship, a very like somebody who passed away or a grieving or anything that's just like super like a big hit in your life, you got to go back to yourself and you got to stop living in the past, because then you're gonna repeat it. You're gonna repeat it. If you keep thinking about that in your past, you're gonna repeat it. You're eventually gonna think that's okay, and you're living that because your mind doesn't know the difference between reality and, you know, fake scenarios. And so it's gonna happen because you let it happen. You basically imagined it. You manifested it. So you can choose what you want in your life and how you want it to turn out. Number 1 is learn to be alone. So if you want to learn to be alone and love yourself, because there's a thing that when you're alone, if you're not at peace with yourself, if you don't love yourself, you're gonna hate everything about it. Your mind is gonna start overthinking about anything and everything, and you're gonna start hating on yourself. So first you have to get right with your traumas. You can be alone. Like, you can be alone and heal on the way. You don't have to be fully healed to be alone, to learn to love yourself. No, absolutely not. You can learn through the process. And that's totally fine, because if you don't go through the process, then how are you going to know what parts of yourself you don't like and how you can fix that, you know? So go alone to places, to restaurants, on dates, on fun parties. I don't really go to parties, but just places that you enjoy and that you love yourself in, because then you don't feel like you need to go to places with somebody else, if you know what I mean. Like, you don't have that attachment that it's gonna be normal to you to go out without needing a date, you know, or without somebody by your side. So your confidence is gonna increase crazy, because you're like, oh well, by your own. You don't need anybody. It's like, damn, you know, it's like that radiating confidence. If you just do it and watch. Like, first it's gonna be embarrassing or uncomfortable or whatever you think. You're gonna be overthinking and this and that, but then it's gonna be like normal to you because you've done it so many times and you enjoy it because it's something you're doing for you, for your confidence, for your self-worth. So get out of your head and go talk to people. You know, if you're introverted, it's gonna be a little bit harder, but get out of your comfort zone. It's gonna challenge you in different ways, and it's gonna increase your confidence as well, because you're doing something that you don't usually do, and that's brave enough already. So talk to people, start a conversation, practice your communication skills is so important. I am an introvert, but if you talk to me about a topic that I know so well, I'm gonna become a whole professional to you in your eyes now, because I'm so good at speaking that language, you know? And if you definitely understand me, then we're gonna get super well. For example, if you see me at school, I would never talk. If I didn't really like you, or if I didn't like your energy or the way you talk about people or the way you moved, you acted, if I didn't like something about you, I wouldn't speak to you. And it's not that I hated you, but I just didn't want to associate myself with you. And that's gonna sound arrogant, whatever. I didn't care. Like, I didn't care. I was antisocial, or I don't know what people thought of me. I never cared. So I was just doing me. I was just minding my business and doing me, because that's what I always do. And if I do find you interesting in any way or form, I will approach. And if there's a girl that's interesting, you know, I will come up and talk to you, or maybe start a conversation. Most of the time it's the other person, but I'm trying to be more social and, you know, practice my communication skills as well, because it's not only on YouTube, but it's a part of it. But when I'm in a social event or social place, I usually watch. Everywhere I go, I observe my surroundings and I watch. That's something that's just so interesting about humans, just the way they articulate and they speak, they move. Your body language is so interesting and it's so expresses a lot, you know? The way you move, your facial expressions, your micro, every single thing. It's so interesting. I love people watching, and sometimes I think it's creepy, but then I'm like, no, like, we're humans. I'm allowed to watch, you know? I'm not gonna obsessively watch about a certain person, but in general, you know, like in a coffee shop, you know, how people laugh and kids are talking about a certain situation, or, you know, they're playing and I don't know, somebody's like, oh, I had a bad day, and then somebody made them laugh or something, you know? It's like little things that make you enjoy your day and just brighten up someone's day. And that is with people. When you're alone, when you're silent, nobody's there, it's like the most special thing for me personally, because it's like your own energy is like there, you know? It's like you're just there, and source, basically God, that's when God speaks to you. That's when you get the most amazing things. When you want to get your purpose right and when you want an answer, always meditate, pray, you know, be in silence. That's when you're most at peace. That's when you, not necessarily even peace, but just in alignment with what you want, you know? And God speaks to you and gives you that wisdom. For example, me, before I make a video, I most of the time ask, like, God, please give me the words to speak and to help somebody, at least one person. If one person is watching my video and this resonates, this is the message for you, because I don't think anything is casual. People don't meet by accident. Everything is meant to be. Everything is meant to be. Everything. The bad and the good, because without the bad, you wouldn't be who you are. You wouldn't know the lessons that you know now. You would always get hurt instead. So when you learn and break the cycle, you learn and you don't do that again. You know, some people I know give advice, for example, me, and I try to help a lot of people who I don't want them to go through what I went through. But sometimes I learned that I can't break their process. They have to go through it in order to understand. Because if you don't get a consequence, and I'm telling you, don't eat that, but okay, I'm gonna tell you an example. I was eating Nutella, like that was 2 months ago, I don't even know, a long time ago. And I love Nutella. I love Nutella with strawberries. And my parents were like, no, don't eat that. And I'm like, no, it's good, like whatever. And yeah, I knew it's bad, and I knew I don't know if I can say this caused cancer, I don't know, but I heard it somewhere, and I'm pretty sure it does, because it has a bunch of sugar and some more chemicals in it. And so I didn't think of it, but now since they said that, my brain captured it, and all of a sudden, I hadn't eaten Nutella, by the way before, like years ago, and then I ate it because I remembered it was so good, and I bought it instead. And my body, like, literally rejected it. Once I ate it, like, my stomach felt so bad. I don't know if it was because they said that and I believed it, or it was actually my body rejecting it. And so that hurt caused me to never do that again, to never, like, now my body naturally rejects it. Every time I see Nutella, I'm like, no, I'm gonna get hurt, because your body recognizes and keeps a score. So you will be triggered to some things that have hurt you before. And not everything that triggers you is bad, but also pay attention to your intuition. When you know your body is reacting bad to something, don't stay there. Butterflies, not all the time, are of excitement. It's like your nervous system, like, doesn't know what to do. It's rejecting it, that person, or that situation, or something that you don't even know, but your intuition knows. And so when you decide to follow that, you always, most of the time, it's right. Number 2 would be have hobbies and something you're passionate about. It just has to be something you enjoy and that makes you happy. So when you're doing that, you forget that you're actually alone, because you're doing something you enjoy. No matter if somebody's with you or not, you're going to do it anyways, and you're going to show up for yourself and for something you love and enjoy. It's gonna just bring you happiness in life and fulfillment. It's gonna be a part of your day that you're looking forward to, being alone. And that's gonna grow your confidence as well, because you can be alone and you can also be with somebody. It doesn't take away from your value, it just grows it. Number 3, I mentioned this already, but meditate and take time specifically for you out of your day. Just do it for you and ground yourself. Just think about, it's a moment to forget your problems and go back to you, go back to God, and just give it to God. Just reassure yourself that you're going to be okay and everything is working out in your favor. So yeah, just think about your thoughts more and you'll just become a person that's more deep, and you'll articulate your words more. You'll think before you speak. So take a time out of your day for yourself, self-care. Do something alone, journal, reflect on your day, on your thoughts, speak with God, speak with yourself. You're gonna learn a lot of new things about yourself that you didn't know. Guys, that's the end of the video because my camera's about to die and it has no storage. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. Subscribe. I hope I helped, and have a beautiful, blessed day. Bye.